As you start aging into your 30s, hopefully gracefully, one of the things you'll experience is that the normal social systems, they start to go away. Imagine if you roll back to your 20s. We made a lot of friends through our first job, right? That first group of work associates who all moved to the city after graduating, picked up their first gig. Your alumni groups that still keep in touch. Your friends from college or high school that graduated with you. Maybe your dad still sends you that small check to pay off that first batch of credit card debt. Your alumni group organizes networking events. As you turn 30, mom and dad are getting older, and they're planning for their own retirement. Your friends start getting married off or settle into relationships. They don't call as often, they don't text as often. The alumni groups start to get annoying when they start asking you for donations. I don't have any money. That's the reason I have all these student loans. It's because of you guys. What I see in my clients in their 30s is this common thing that happens if you don't have social skills to make real friends in your 30s. And it's not your fault because we're never taught how to do this in school, especially for men. And what happens is we become desperately lonely. And then there's one of two paths. One, you start settling for less, or you accept that this is as good as life will be. You hang around people that you're kind of annoyed by, but you're too scared to venture out. And so you start resenting the people around you because you don't even like them. The other path I see are guys just building out a man cave, right? A place to hide. They hide their loneliness through sad jerking into anime videos like I did. Playing video games nonstop. It's all a band-aid for the loneliness that we feel in our 30s. And to be fair, women sometimes marry someone just to feel less lonely or to get into a relationship that they hope will solve the problem, right? They marry a rich guy or they marry a guy who they can take care of, but it's not the right guy for them. A lot of women also have a lot of guy friends who, yes, it's a friendship, but they're sexually interested in her, so it's not a genuine friendship. So the problem with all of these solutions is that it creates resentment. When you're not truthful in your communication with the people around you, right? Like, why am I friends with this person? Oh, I'm friends with him because I have no other options. That creates resentment. Oh, I'm friends with this guy because I'm just using his attraction to me and making a friendship. And it slowly becomes this like poison drip, this like dripping into your bloodstream. You start living a life full of compromises, and it just gets worse as you get older. And what happens is this poison drip reaches a tipping point. The guy that liked the girl suddenly blows up. Hey, I gave you all this, I liked you all this, I'm your friend, and still you don't have sex with me or something. Maybe your friends are like, hey man, why you hang out with us if we annoy you? Like, you're just scared, and you have this big blow up with your friends and you never talk to them again. So today, I want to give you 4 tips that's going to help you make real friends in your 30s that doesn't create this poison drip of resentment that blows up. Okay? I want you to have a stable, balanced skill set. And the first tip that worked for me is to become the ego. What? Yes, an ego. What this means is learn to go on what I call scouting missions. A scouting mission is where you just say yes to everything and you overcommit. I make a list of all the places in my city that I want to go visit. And I ask people, what's a cool thing that they do that I would normally wouldn't do? And I would do this for about 1 month. For example, when I got to LA, I had 1 week of just scouting out salsa locations to see where all the salsa dancers were. Week 2, I looked at all the tea places that were great. Week 3, I scouted out dessert locations. And then week 4, I checked out all the daytime parks because I didn't like going to the clubs as much in my 30s. And I found all these places. Some were great, some were not so great. But the point is, you want to find free or low-cost places and what's going to happen is you're going to start having a list of all the high-value places that you are interested in yourself and have the right energy field and have the type of people or girls that you want. And then there are places where you scout out and where it won't work. There are a lot of things that don't work, but of the 20%, let's say it won't work, the salsa place doesn't have that many people, I don't like it, but of the things that do work on this side, they're really, really great locations and events for you that you feel at home. You feel like you belong. Another hack I have if you're scared to go out alone, if you get nervous around people, is gradual exposure. For example, I will go out to the farmer's market just to buy 1 tea bag, right? I want to associate myself just being okay around people. Next week, I go out for an hour, really decorative coffee shopping to get out of my comfort zone. Maybe the next week, I go say hi to one person and pay a compliment, right? The key is to not to push yourself so hard that you shock your system. Although some people like that, but I think consistency is about pushing yourself a little bit every day. And pretty soon, because of the incremental steps you're taking, you're going to start noticing a pretty big difference in the way you interact with people. And the third tip I have for you is find a social access point. So have you ever met someone and they're like, I met this one person and then everything just like happened for me. Thank God for this person. Well, that person is what we call a social connector. A social connector is someone who already has a big social circle. And if you meet them, and befriend them, they will introduce you to everyone that they know. Okay? There's also a guy with the social access point. So that's the guy who works at Google, who can invite you to lunch at the Googleplex. I was that guy. That's the bouncer who can let you into the high-end club, right? You want to have access points and you create those connections. And what you do is you add value to them over time. Most people want something from them. They're fake pretending to add value. I learned this from one of my mentors is a really key phrase I say is, hey, nice meeting you, good seeing you again. What was your name again? I'll get their name. And then by the second or third time I see them, I'll say, hey, I'm Giovanni. Do me a favor. And they'll be like, what? Don't forget about me, okay? Don't forget about me. It's a very powerful phrase. And when you say it authentically, people get the idea, the seed planted in their head, like, this person wants me to remember them. And that's such a rare thing because most people just think about what they can get. But I'm like, don't forget about me because I like to be your friend. And that's a very powerful statement that you can use. In general, I try to be kind, I be vulnerable, but I'm also firm in my boundaries and I'm consistent. I'm giving people goodwill to see how they behave because it's free for me to give. And then as they behave a certain way, it tells me what kind of person they really are. You're not going to meet social connectors always right away, but if you're consistently scouting and going out, eventually you will meet them. For me, in some cities, it was 2 weeks. In other cities, it took 6 to 9 months, okay? You just never know. But one way you can increase your chances of befriending a social connector is to use the social skills that I'm already teaching you in the free guides and the links below. Okay, so check out those links. If you enjoy some of my tips, consider giving this video a thumbs up to help the algo, and you may want to subscribe for more awesome tips like this. Now, most people think yes man as the guy who brown noses the boss to try to get a promotion or, do better at work. But my version of a yes man is that you say yes to everything for 30 days. I tell my clients to learn how to train their brain to assess, not judge. Okay, a lot of times when things don't work out, we go to a place and there's no cute girls. When someone treats us not so nice or a venue is really ghetto, we judge. Oh, these people are ghetto, they suck, this place sucks, right? Learn to assess. Okay, this might not be the right location for me. Okay, this one girl is mean to me, but maybe I did something wrong. Maybe the next girl will be nicer. And when you say yes to everything, people are gonna be like, this guy's not a drag. He's always down to do stuff. And people love that, okay? Because you're always ready to go. You're a car that's already been turned on, you're ready to drive. They don't have to wait for you, they don't have to convince you. And when you do this, you do it for 30 days and it's a chance for you to explore what's in the city and maybe even parts of the city or parts of the social web that you don't even know exists. The fourth tip I have for you is to increase your stickiness factor. So in my course, I talk about this, right? You take two similar guys, one has social skills and one doesn't. One has a high stickiness factor. He's using techniques like honest signals, attraction triggers, connection triggers. All in my course, by the way, check the links below. And this guy goes to the exact same events over Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And then this guy ends up with a whole social circle and this guy ends up going home alone and feeling like those events are a waste of time. What is the difference between these two guys? It's because this guy has a skill set. He has the social skills to be highly sticky. And so when he experiences things, people gravitate towards him and he builds a circle easily and consistently. Whereas this guy is just trying and trying and trying. And by the way, it has nothing to do with your looks. As men, we don't really get judged that much on our looks when we befriend people. It's more about our social skills and ability to be authentic, to listen, to communicate in a way that creates gravity around you. Okay? This is such an important skill that I see so many men and some women in their 30s struggle with, and I want to be able to help you with that. The courses below, especially the first day formula, will definitely help you with that. If you're an Asian guy, Dating Without Borders, so there's a whole module dedicated to how to build social circles as an Asian guy in a Western society. So check out those resources if they will help you. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and you may want to check out the recommended video here that's going to help you improve even more of your social skills. Enjoy.